Hello, everybody. All right. Well, you insisted. I don't normally dress this way, but you demanded I wear my Beatles outfit. So there you go. It's obviously a wonderful day. Just collapsamundo. Um, I basically all the stuff I was whining about earlier this week, like trying to short precious metals and trying to short XOP and trying to short COP. This is typical. Great charting, A plus charting, C minus to D plus execution. Those were all great ideas, absolutely great ideas, and they all worked out wonderfully. Would have worked out wonderfully. Now, let me be clear. This is the best day I've had in years, probably. But boy, I missed those shorts this morning because the stuff that crashed the most was the stuff I kept burning my hands on, like SLV, COP, XOP, GLD, GDX, on and on and on, especially XOP, time and again. And it finally happened. So, oh well, it's still a great day. For those of you who watched, as I did, the Make America Wealthy Again announcement, it was quite a flip-flop because at first, it's sort of like, everyone heard 10%, and that's all it took. Oh my God, 10%, that's great. He was talking about 25%, 10% is marvelous. And the markets exploded higher. And the poor souls out there who trade futures, and were short got stopped out instantly. Then they turned and looked and saw things collapsing. I'm glad I was not one of them. As unhappy as I am about not being 100% short this market, at least I didn't get stopped out on that spike and then watch everything melt in front of my eyes. Hooey, that would have been disappointing. But I was stunned. I've been trading since 1987, and this is the top 3 weirdest events of my entire trading life. It was like, what in the hell? Because it was just like, what's going on? Because I can't watch the man speak too long, so I wasn't listening. But I guess it was sort of this reveal. It's like kind of like the curtain slowly rising. It's like, ooh, looks good, and it rises some more. It's like a bucket of vomit. It's like, not so good. So anyway, cool stuff. Things are crashing and so forth, and we got the jobs report tomorrow. And if the jobs report comes in really weak, and the market just keeps tumbling, you can expect some nonsensical announcement on Sunday to save the day. As time goes on, they will be able to save this market less and less. Probably going to, traipse out some $5 trillion bailout again. But they got a little gunpowder left, and so they'll ban short selling, and they'll castigate bears, and maybe my poster will come up as a dartboard, something like that. But they'll pull something out of their sleeve, or tomorrow could rally. There are definitely charts I'm looking at which, if forced, I would say, well, that looks like support. Meta, Apple, SMH, a lot of semiconductors actually. And I tried to get cute, and I bought some SOXL, instantly lost hundreds of dollars on that, and said, no thanks, and got out. So in any case, I've got my charts ready to roll. We've got 10 minutes. Let's jump in. Here's the spider. This has been breached. And so this is kind of a whole new range now. We were in this range. Then we were in this range. We banged. This was our, wave 2. And then wave 3 began. So sort of 1, 2, and then wave 3 of 3, which could suggest tomorrow's going to be plunge-a-rooney as well, because the support's gone. We're trading at levels that we were last at 9/11 of all things. So, this is an important failure. And that's why I was, those of you who read Slope know that sort of my own emotional roller coaster, because like when the ES was up 90, it's like, well, at least I'm not that short. I've got 50% cash, so it's not that horrible. And it was down 90. It's like, oh my God, I wish I was entirely short. So no such thing as a happy trader. The diamonds, the Dow's down like over 1,500 points or something. And it's more of a sloppy chart, but we've got gaps all over the place now, thanks to Making America Wealthy Again. He's back at Mar-a-Lago, I see. So yeah, we're basically at the same level now that we were back on March 13th. So tomorrow's going to be every bit as interesting as today is. As I mentioned, semiconductors are getting just killed. SOXL, which is the leveraged instrument for the semiconductors, today alone down over 28%. And it's ugly. At least we don't have to see Jensen Huang's stupid tattoo anymore. Oh my God, I was sick of that man. All the time. AI, Jensen, NVIDIA, multi-trillion-dollar company, etc. Check out my tattoo. Thank God we're spared that for a while. Sweet baby Jesus. In SOSX, this is just an illustration. This is up nicely, up almost 30%, but you'll notice this has been skidding lower for years. This is the nature of leveraged instruments. You know, if you took a time machine back 3 months ago and you bought a whole bunch of SOXL and a whole bunch of SOSX, completely different instruments. Well, I'm long and short. One of these will work out. No, you would have lost on both. It just gobbles it up. So yeah, they're really good for day trading, not really long holds, but you knew that already. I was short Apple yesterday, and I chickened out of that. This is plunging. Apple's down almost 10%. Hundreds of billions of dollars destroyed instantly. This is one of those things where it's like, well, maybe this is a little bit of support because we've got this channel in place for decades, and we are right at the midline. So here and here and here. It might be a great place to buy Apple, or we might crack it tomorrow morning and bombs away. I ain't touching anything. Meta, kind of the same idea. And this, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, he lives 4 blocks from me. Mark's that way. Mark Zuckerberg, you know, he was like, I used to like Jeff Bezos. He was a nerd. He's this kind of weird looking, bald, goofy guy with a silly laugh. God bless him. I love that. Now he's like the world's most pathetic midlife crisis, and he's going to have this like bacchanalia and so forth. I can't stand the guy. He's all roided out. And Zuck is the same. Zuck, God bless him, he used to be a dork, you know, robot voice and, you know, tight hair and just looking like a nerd's nerd. And then he went all bro on us. He let his hair grow out and wore chains and all that. That was the peak. That was the peak when he went all bro on us. So Meta has fallen from 740, $210 less than down. Down we go. And this trend line, which has been in place for the entire history of the company, way before it was called Meta, when it was called Facebook, and the symbol was FB. We're at this point now, but actually kind of cracking a little bit. We're actually a little bit below that. But this has fallen very hard, very fast, and so it could be argued that this is support for the moment. If it is, what you can fully expect is it to bounce back to this gap and then bombs away, and then maybe he'll become a nerd again for us. EFA. I was short this. This trade worked out. I talked about this for the past 3 days. That's our gap trade. 82.29, got very close. Yesterday was a beautiful place to short it, and we're down on this almost 2%. I wish it was down more. I was kind of, after the announcement yesterday, it was down really hard, and it wasn't down that terribly much today, but I'm still in it. Down is down. You know, I'll take the 2%. EWJ, I had made mention of Japan the other day. This is down over 4%. And the US dollar versus Japan is getting creamed, down 1.25%. Big deal in the Forex market. Usually Forex days are like, you know, changing a few hundredths of a percent day to day. So 126 bips is quite the plunge. Had a lot of puts in Bank of America. This is my biggest percentage gainer. This triple digit gain on this one. Just simple put positions. And I've trimmed it some because it's down so much, but it's still plunging. So I suppose when if you kind of like in your mind's eye sort of trace out this line, it's kind of near a low. I don't know. You know, this is the low that I've thought didn't turn out to be that way. It just keeps falling. So I've got most of that position still. BX, Blackstone, also down hard, almost 9%. Another nice performer there. Now, XHB, you've seen this dozens of times on this little segment. A new gap on this one. This is by far my biggest position. And we've got a new gap, like I say. And so long as it stays under that gap, we be cool with it. ITB, which is related, also home construction, down about 6%. And then IYR, not a very pretty chart, not as nice as XHB. This is down almost 3%. So real estate in general falling nicely. One of the very, very, very few, if only, items that I said bullish things about yesterday is up. Natural gas, NG, our old friend, the sine wave. It's been in place for decades. How would you like to be able to count on something for decades as a reliable indicator? This is the only one I know. So natural gas, and I specifically mentioned oil as an aggressive way to go at this. How about that? Up 4%. Just about the only thing that's up today. Ain't chart something. So just to bathe in my suckitude a bit here, here's ConocoPhillips down almost 10%, the kind of thing that I did not stick with. You've seen this many times. This is the fourth instance of a top 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every instance in the past has worked out great. I have every confidence this one will too. And when this is plunging down to the green trend line, I'll be mentioning it every few minutes as another trade I missed out on. But this one was so frustrating, just uppity, up, right to yesterday. And in my defense, after weeks of going up and a bullish engulfing pattern here, I had had enough. And that's when I washed my hands of it. Strangely, that's when everything collapsed. And then even worse, XOP, which I've mentioned ad nauseum here, finally worked out as well. This one too, just up, and actually peaked back here with a shooting star pattern. But annoyingly, it was up Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and I was just sick of it. So I gave up. But I will not let myself off the hook on this one, because really the appropriate stop loss is the peak of that shooting star. Anyway, weeks of gains destroyed on this for the bulls out there. And this pattern, I think we can absolutely consider this complete. And I suspect XOP is going to go vastly, vastly, vastly lower than it is right now. And I'm not going to be there for it. But one thing that I did do, I don't actually have the chart here. I actually did mention it, so shame on me for not including it, is we talked about materials yesterday, which I think is XHB, or XLB, excuse me, XLB. And that saved the day, because I shorted a bunch of XLB, which is down, not as much as XOP, but it's down very nicely. And so I don't know why I didn't include it, but good heavens, I'll just show it at the end, okay? That's a deal. Oh, we're already out of time. Patience. Almost done. IEF, this is the 7 to 10 year treasury bond. This is up over 1%. Nice inverted head and shoulders on that, so that's strengthening. And as far as precious metals go, gold has been trying to hold its own. Actually, gold's down almost $40. This chart is not accurate. Down $40 down now. And as I had said specifically, if gold even thinks about weakening, silver is really going to weaken. Well, that kind of worked out, right? Because silver is down over 8% on the front month, just getting fricasseed. We can see the junior miners down just a touch. Amazingly resilient, I must say, whereas XME is down super hard. And so this is down 7.1%. And this all agrees with the ratio chart that I've shared with you for years, which is XMA over GDX, showing that over the long term, this bangs between these two extremes. We're about halfway done at this point, as God intended right here. This is exactly what's transpiring. And as a bonus chart, as I continue to take time away from the next program, XLB, the material select sector, down 4.5%. I made mention of this yesterday regarding the diamond pattern. And even now, with this drop, it's still a terrific looking trade. We've got a trend line failure here. We've got a nice clean gap anchored to yesterday's low. It's still just peaches and cream. So